If you are ready to change your life and become the best version of yourself in 2024, this video is for you. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Kiana. I make lifestyle vlogs here on YouTube, mostly focused on personal growth, but also on my life, some fashion, some fitness, all the little fun things I'm doing as a 20-something in college at UBC. And today we are filming one of my favorite videos, a little reset vlog for 2024. We are going to be doing a little journal reflection on 2023. We're going to be setting goals for 2024 and talking about the importance of habits and routines. We're going to be creating a vision board that actually works. And I just want to say, if you are here, if you are ready to change your life, maybe you're in high school like I was when I was first ready to change my life, or maybe you're in college or you're feeling lonely, I'm here for you and I'm so excited to be on this journey with you. So without further ado, let's get into the reset.
It's a thing that for you I would have put it all on hold. Now I'm playing in the sand till it turned to gold. Midas hands, but we all grow old.
The first step in our reset is going to be reflecting on 2023. We are going to be diving deep. I've got a couple prompts for you guys, and this is going to help us figure out how we want to change in 2024, how we're going to set goals that build off of last year's goals, but how we're also going to transition goals that make most sense for us in this time of our lives. So there's two things you're going to need for this. You're going to need a journal, whether this is a physical copy or you have a digital copy. Either will do. You just need a place where you're going to document all your answers to the prompts. And I also want you to grab your phone. This is going to be really important because I want you to see everything you documented throughout the year. So you can scour your photos, your social media, any videos you have, notes, what apps you are using. I want you to take a full inventory of your year because you want a really accurate picture of what the year looked like from start to finish. Starting off strong with a little positivity, we want to go over our 2023 highlights. So these were all the high points of your year. This can be your favorite memories, things you accomplished, things that were just fun, things that stuck out to you. I've got quite a few of these. I've got literally a long list that I'm staring at right now. I feel like I made a lot of friends in 2023. I really expanded my social network. I went on a trip to Victoria. I also went to the Eras Tour. My 22nd birthday was one of the best memories I've had all year, both with my friends and with my family. Building off of those 2023 highlights, what are you proud of? I think the thing I'm most proud of the entire year is being authentic and just becoming more of myself. I feel like this is a really helpful point to bring up, but I feel like because I felt so in tune with myself, I was able to set very consistent goals from the beginning of the year all the way to the end, and my goals really changed to reflect who I am at my core. And I personally feel going into 2024, my goals won't be that different from 2023. They'll just be building off of them. And that's where you want to be with goal setting. Dive into self-discovery because that will make your goal setting become a lot easier, but also more aligned for you. So just keep that in mind as we go through this video. Building off of what you're proud of, what did you learn? These are like the life lessons from the year, things that kept popping up, themes. I learned to appreciate the small parts of my life, things like lighting a candle or seeing a friend, or even just hearing from a friend I haven't seen in a while. In terms of topics, I feel like I really dove into, I really feel like I pushed myself to become more emotionally intelligent. I also learned a lot about relationships, how to maintain and foster healthy relationships. I learned all about wine, and I also learned about personal growth from an abstract personality type level. I feel like learning was a big part of my year and is honestly a big part of my personality, so I'm really glad that I got to explore that. Building off of what you learned, how did you grow in 2023? Now, I think when you're thinking about this particular prompt, I want you to think about things that challenged you, kind of like how you were forced to grow, because I have only two for this and I feel like they were really clear themes that I had to tackle this year. I want you to think about what you want to keep working on in 2024. So things that you are taking from 2023, progress you've made, and how are you going to take it one step further in 2024. So a big transition that I'm anticipating is I'm actually graduating from UBC in spring of 2024. If you didn't know, I'm a nutrition and psych student in my 5th year at UBC, and I am so excited to graduate, but I'm also really nervous about it. And so I know that this is going to be a really big transition coming up for me. There's elements of that I've already been working through in this last semester. So I just want to keep doing that going into 2024. I want to start thinking about my future beyond my education. So start thinking about what I'd like to do for a career, how I'm going to make big girl money, those kinds of things. I think for this part of the reflection, you really just need to think about your goals from 2023 that you want to build on. Goals that you've achieved and you want to take one step further, or goals that you haven't achieved yet and you're still working on. If we want to think about what we want to keep working on in the year, we also have to think about what we want to work on letting go in the following year. Things you don't want to take with you into 2024. Maybe these are your bad habits, or maybe these are people that are bringing you down, just things that you don't want to bring into the new year with you, or you want to work on cutting out. A good example of this is for myself personally, with me graduating, I want to have a plan for what I'm going to do after graduation. But in reality, I'm not going to know that until I actually graduate and I'm in that moment. So for me, I'm trying not to plan ahead of time and just honestly go with the flow. It might help you more to think of this particular prompt instead of whatever it is you want to let go of, what do you want to actually do instead? I feel like a really good mantra Caitlin Nolan's kind of brought up is she wants to think about things that she adds into her life and not take away. So if there's certain things you're doing right now that you're not happy with and you do actually want to remove from your life, think about what you can do to replace it. For instance, if you're not getting enough sleep, if you're staying up on your phone scrolling, try to replace scrolling on your phone at night with some other habit that's going to be beneficial for you, that you're going to like and actually stay motivated to do.
Can't have my soul, let my heart turn stone. Guess I gotta say it twice, it ain't my fault. Every little thing got a price, that's what I thought, that's what they taught. Yeah, I'ma take my chance till I drop.
Good morning, guys. I hope you guys had a great sleep and took a day or two or a few to reflect on those journal prompts we went over. You really want to give yourself a bit of time between the journal reflection and setting goals for the new year, because you want to give yourself time to really absorb what happened in 2023 and figure out where you want to go from there in 2024. So of course I'm going to share my goals with you, but before I share my goals, I want to get into a couple goal setting tips that I feel like are really helpful. Every year I kind of share my wisdom on how to set goals that are aligned and best for you. I feel like the best way to set goals that are effective, that you are actually going to achieve and maintain throughout the year, is to know yourself as best as you can. Self-discovery is really important because when you know who you are, you're able to know what you want and what you want your life to look like in the future and how you can make your current life better for you. Another really important tip I think that is helpful in staying motivated for achieving your goals, you really have to be present in the way that you have to recognize that you may not be where you want yet, but A, you're working towards that every single day, trying to get 1% better, and B, you have to kind of romanticize this era of your life. I think it's really important to recognize where you're at and be grateful for it, because if you're not grateful for the current moment and the journey on the way to getting that goal, you're not going to be grateful for it or even enjoy the accomplishment of that goal when it comes. So I think that's really important, and that's something I'm trying to emphasize a little bit more, is the journey. Oh no, my dog. I think it's so important because it underscores that the adventure is just as exciting as getting to the destination, and I think that's the whole point of it. That's how you grow, is really embracing those steps of the journey. So those are kind of like my two main tips I'd say for goal setting, and the more you goal set every year, at each month, even at the beginning of the week, you will get better at assigning goals for yourself and what makes sense for who you are, what you want in life, but also what your routines look like, what is realistic for the era of life you're in. For instance, if you're in school or you work full-time, those kinds of things. And you'll get better at setting systems that will allow you to achieve your goals. Also, do you guys like my pajamas? These are my Christmas Eve pajamas. Every year my mom gets us a new set of pajamas, and I almost always get some variation of a pink Victoria's Secret pajama. So I'm thinking I might do a little TikTok haul, because I probably have like at least 7 pairs of these PJs. So they're so cute, I can't stop looking at them. Anyways, back to how to set goals. I think another really important tip is setting goals in a system format. So for instance, you have a goal each goal you have should have at least one underlying or multiple underlying habits. Your goals need to be measurable in some way. You need to be able to either track habits or look back on your progress to see that you're moving forward. So I think all goals need to be measurable, and the best way, in my opinion, to measure a goal is to have a habit. And if you really want to be on top of it, having a habit tracker, and I can talk about more, if not in this video, another video. But each goal needs at least one habit. Depending on how big the goal is, you may have a couple more habits for it, especially if it's a broader goal. And when I talk about my goals, you'll see an example of that. And then all these habits that you have for your goals should be embedded into routines in your life. So for instance, one of my goals that I'm going to talk about later when I talk about my goals is I really want to master my skincare routine and have like a designated product for each step. I want to have a skincare routine that I do morning and night, that I do relatively the same every day. Goal is to master my skincare routine. The habit would be doing my skincare in the morning and night every day. And then the routine is embedding it into my morning and night routine. So that is a system, and that system helps you build that like 1% every single day, which helps you get towards the goal, or achieving the goal, I should say, because that is how you achieve your goals. And building up that discipline and consistency, making it a routine, will allow it, like, you don't even need motivation at that point. You're just, this is your routine. You're doing it every day. It's a part of the lifestyle you want to build. I guess I would also say that's a tip. Like, your goals should reflect your lifestyle. And the more you get to know yourself and what you want, the life you want to build, that will become easier. It'll become easier to build the kind of lifestyle you want. The last tip for how to set like the best, most effective goals for you is trying to figure out an organizational structure that works for you. And so over the past couple years, I think I've been doing this since 2021, maybe 2020. I'd have to look back at my past bullet journals to really know for sure. But I usually break down my goals into different categories. And I feel like this is a great approach because I think I talked about this. It's really important to have a balanced life. I talked about this in a TikTok. I really, really believe in the slice of pie theory of living, and that is having like multiple slices of pie in your life. So having multiple areas of your life that you care about, are invested in, have goals in, so that if one area in your life is flopping, for instance, if your career, things aren't going so hot, maybe you are satisfied with your home or your relationships or your education, different things like that. It's important to have goals in different areas of your life so you're not all or nothing in one area of your life. And if things aren't going well, you have other areas of your life to buffer it. So obviously the categories you choose are going to be so personal to you. And I would really recommend that. I'm going to recommend some categories in a minute here, but I think that if you have a better idea of yourself, it is great if you can pick your own categories for what you want your goals to be. Example goal categories that I'm using this year are personal, career, finances, learning, environment, as in like your home and such, mental health, fitness, health and wellness as one, and relationships. So those are kind of like my basic tips for goal setting, and I give kind of like a variation on these tips every year. I try to take my wisdom from the past year and kind of embed it into these videos because I think it's really important to set goals based on where you're at in life so that you're not setting these over ambitious goals that don't make sense for where you're at in terms of the era of your life you're in.
You know this ain't the time for the two of us. Ooh, I ain't got space to be thinking about.
I know everybody says this, but what you put on your vision board is so important because it does actually come true. So it's super important to be intentional with your vision board. I like to put my goals on there. I like to put bucket list items on there, things I want to check out, brands I want to work with. I definitely put keywords on there. Putting keywords on your vision board is so freaking important because those keywords come to life and they end up being major focuses of your year. Guys, look at my vision board. I'm so obsessed with how it turned out. It literally couldn't be cuter. Honestly, was not as excited for the new year as I normally am. until I made my vision board. So this is your sign that if you're not feeling ready for the year, make that vision board. If you do anything out of this entire video, I would say make the vision board, because you can put goals on there, things you want to work on. I have a bunch of different themes on my vision board that we're quickly going to talk about. Some keywords I actually have on my vision board are independence. Independence is like my word of the year. Because I'm graduating and I also live at home, I do want to get kind of like on my own feet, because now that I'm not going to be a student anymore, the world is not gonna like recognize me as a child. I'm going to be an adult. So independence is like my main word of the year. I feel like I've really improved my independence over the past couple years, but I feel like becoming a young adult is kind of the vibe we're going for. I also have explore on my vision board because I'm hoping to do quite a bit of travel next year. I have endless love. I've got some cute little romantic pictures. I also have a lot of girl gang pictures. I've got a bunch of girls celebrating graduating. I also have 2 girls like laughing in a restaurant, which is just so cute to me. This reminds me of when my friends and I go to Earl's Happy Hour. We literally have so much fun when we go, and I've been doing this for like a year now with girls from last year who have even graduated, and we've brought in our new friends into the group. So it's been a really nice tradition for me and my friend group, and it's just literally like when I was writing down my 2023 highlights, I was like, the Earl's girls, like oh my god, we rallied that happy hour. But so fun to have little traditions with your friends. And I put endless love right with the friends because I know I'm going to graduate, and I feel like when you graduate you become a little bit lonelier, so I want to get that in there. I've got I know what I want and I'm gonna get it. I have a really clear picture of what I want to do after I graduate, and I'm manifesting it. Like, I know what I want and I'm going to get it, and that is the energy. I am not bringing any fear or anxiety with me into 2024. Now I'm just excited and looking forward to the future. Then I've got that girl. That is my energy. I feel like I really know who I am this year, and I feel like I spent a lot of time becoming more authentic in 2023, and now I just want to be like that girl and like help you guys become who you want to be and become the best version of yourselves. I've got 222 alignment. I put this on my board because I know that when I graduate, it's going to be a lot of different things going on, and I'm going to have to make some choices, and I feel like there's going to be a bit of a limbo period after I graduate. From what I've heard from my friends who've already graduated, my cousins who are older than me, a lot of them have told me that post-grad, the first year especially, is a little bit difficult. So I put alignment on my board so that even if I am in limbo and things feel a little out of sorts, I will be able to like stay true to myself, make the right choices for me, just be easy on myself, practice self-care, and get into alignment to get where I want to be. And that kind of like further puts that like I know what I want and I'm gonna get it on my board. That's my motto for 2024. And then the last one I have, I'm Still Learning by Michelangelo. And I really like that quote. I'm really interested in art this year, and I really want to learn more about art, especially if I do get to travel. And I also feel like learning was a huge part of 2023 for me, something I'm very grateful for. And I just want to learn more. I want to be committed to learning after I graduate. I've got a couple like themes that I wrote down on my Notion page that have kind of been a big presence on my board. I've got graduating from UBC, reigniting my passion for fitness, health, and wellness, making big girl money, creating a career I love, perfecting my routines, happy girl shit, social confidence, and commitment to learning. And those are kind of the themes of my board, and they're all related to my goals, things on my bucket list, things I want to check out. So I'm really excited about this. I'm so freaking happy with my vision board. It is so me. It feels like me, and it's just one of the best feelings in the world is setting goals, making a vision board, making a Notion setup, just creating something that feels like you just feel so in your power. So before I end the video and set you on your way to do your 2023 reflections, set 2024 goals, and make your vision board, I wanted to drop a few more ideas for how you can reset for 2024. So obviously making a Notion setup. I'm a big fan of Notion. I use it as like my digital planner. It's kind of like a catch-all for all my organizational things between social media, school, and just my personal life. I put my 2024 goals on it. I put my long-term goals on it. I put my 2024 bucket list. I did a things to check out category. I also put my vision board up there. I put my word of the year, independence. And then I had the 8 themes I want to focus on throughout the year that encompass my goals, the kind of life I want to build, what era of my life I'm kind of in right now. Then just naturally flowing into it. Another thing you can do is make a bucket list. I like to do a bucket list that is kind of like things you want to do before the next year. And I personally don't like to make these goals. I like to make these just random little things I'm interested in, things I want to check out, things I'm wanting to explore. And so I put a bunch of different things on there. I put attend a ballet. I want to go to a dance class because I used to be a dancer for 15 years. I have not stepped foot in a studio since I was 18. A graduation photo shoot. I put a couple cities on my bucket list that I want to create content in. I really want to go to a jazz club in 2024. I love jazz music, so I really want to go. I know that aesthetic is going to be huge in 2024. I want to find my signature perfume because I really can't be going around wearing my high school perfume anymore. It's just, I'm literally about to graduate college. I need a signature perfume for my early 20s before they're literally gone. I want to visit the Vancouver Art Gallery. I also want to visit the Vancouver Library, some classic places that I haven't been yet. So just like fun little things you want to do, things you want to buy, places you want to go, restaurants you want to eat at, things you want to do with your friends. I've got a couple on there before I graduate. To the girls, you know what we have to do before I graduate. And then the last idea I had for a 2024 reset would be getting a bullet journal or physical planner. I've been bullet journaling since 2018. This was the first year I ever set goals. It was like the second year of my self-love journey. Having a bullet journal really changed my life. It helped me set goals for the first time ever, but I also learned how to habit track, which enabled me to accomplish all those goals. Obviously, having the weekly planner is great because you can just take it with you on the go. I do use my digital planner for that, but for some people, I do know a physical copy works better, and my little denim doodle planner is so great. This year I actually got a doodle planner instead of a bullet journal because with me graduating and traveling, I knew this would be just way easier. So that's another thing. Just do whatever works best for you. You definitely don't have to do everything I did in this video. I am very passionate about a new year and setting goals, and I love to do all these reset things for myself, but obviously do what works for you. We talked so much about how self-discovery and being authentic to you is the best way to achieve your goals. I know I said that was the last thing, but the real last thing that you can do for a 2024 reset is the next step, which is a glow up, and that will be next week's video. That'll be part 2 in the Becoming the Best Version of Yourself in 2024 series. Just these 2 little videos, the 2024 reset, which you've had here, and then next week's will be the 2024 glow up. So you're gonna wanna make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on that video and all the vlogs to come in 2024. I love you. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you guys in my next video.
That's that. I've been attached, just looking out. We move so fast, was moving south. My secret sauce, boo in and out. Miss how you gloss that pretty mouth.